Hello everyone, and welcome back. In this video I want to talk to you about the connection between addictive behaviors in adulthood and childhood traumas, in particular multiple childhood traumas. So this is a really great article. I'll put a link to it in the description for the video. It was based on a survey that was conducted in Italy, and they used social media to like Facebook and Instagram to recruit people to participate in the survey. Some of these people had no history of trauma. Some had incurred one adverse event, and others had more than one adverse event during childhood. And they were looking at this. It says within the group with multiple adverse experiences, the substance-related addictions were strongly linked together. Tobacco, alcohol, cannabis, cocaine frequently overlapped, which tends to indicate a pattern of using multiple substances at the same time. Tobacco and alcohol act as the strongest central anchors in this specific network. Compulsive sex showed broad connections across all groups, but it linked to shopping. This is interesting. It linked to shopping and overworking, specifically in the multiple trauma group. So I guess people who've suffered more than one trauma tend to shop too much and work too hard. Gambling associations also shifted depending on a person's childhood background. In the single and multiple adverse childhood experience groups, gambling was strongly associated with substance-related activity, alcohol and cocaine specifically. In contrast, in the no adverse childhood experience group, gambling was mainly associated with video gaming. And as I said, this was done in Italy, and it says here, additionally, the social media recruitment strategy resulted in a sample that was primarily young, Italian, and female. Interesting. I wonder if it had made a difference if they were all boys. In any event, what was interesting about the article, the reason I decided to make a video on this is because, we speak to, probably close to, if not more than 1,000 families every year. And one of the themes that is very consistent is that there's typically this trauma involved. Physical trauma, sexual trauma, some type of trauma. Somebody who's bullied over and over again at school, which I can relate to. So trauma plays a big part. What's interesting is that we, with the Baker Act work that we do, where we're trying to get people out of Florida's mental health system, I would say we get a few number of cases where children have been Baker Acted, and overwhelmingly, those cases involve a child who made a statement to somebody, either could be a chat, one of those chat window things they do, chat room, to a school counselor or to another child at school, and they indicated they wanted to self-harm. Those children typically have been bullied at school. And that's what we hear. A child was bullied, couldn't take it anymore. So trauma is a big thing. So I would say to you that, think about that in what's going on with your family. In one instance, I recall a family that had told us they disclosed an event that had happened to this particular individual that apparently nobody outside of the family had ever talked about. And it was the first time they'd ever spoken to a law firm that said, had something like this ever happened? And the answer was yes. And I said, this is what's going on here. There's trauma involved here. So, I'd be interested to hear what you have to say about this. I'd be very interested in your comments. This is a great article. So please, if you have any comments, please post them. I read every comment that you post, and I try to get back to folks, just to respond within 24 hours. If there's an issue going on in your family that I have not made a video about, let me know. I'll make you a video, because if it's affecting your family, it's probably affecting somebody else's too. And I really want you to have the information that you need so you can figure out, do you want to pick up the phone and talk to us about what options may or may not be available to you, legal and non-legal. And if you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want more of this content that I make for you every day, please subscribe to the channel. And with that said, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.